Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Now recently I have uploaded an SMP video and I really do hope you guys enjoyed that. It's probably not the best since it was mainly rushed, but I am getting into some SMP content. Don't worry, I will still upload my normal modded content along with SMP content on the side, mainly because I've been getting into a lot of SMPs recently and I thought maybe I should share them with you guys. So don't worry, I will keep posting modded content, but today I decided to combine the two. Now, a lot of people actually ask for things like mod lists or mod packs that will help them in PvP or SMP, and I've got the solution. Now, I may not actually release a mod pack itself. I will release some 10 essential mods that you yourself could add to your mod pack. And I will explain what they do, just to give you an idea whether you want this in your mod pack or not. And by the way, this video will be focusing on both quality of life and PvP and advantage, but I won't get into anything too crazy, like crystal PvP modifications, etc. I will be mainly sticking to SMP and sword, and obviously quality of life still matters. But either way, I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you haven't watched my recent SMP video, I advise you to go and watch that. If you don't want to watch the whole thing, you can skip to the end for the cinematics. Anyways, guys, thanks for clicking on this video. Enjoy. Now, the first mod I'll be featuring is the AppleSkin mod. Now, I really do assure you, please ignore everything on the sides here, because those will be for later, and that's a different mod. The mod you'll be focusing on right now is this area right here. Now, as you can see, when I hover over this food source, it'll actually tell me how much saturation it'll give me and how many hunger points it will do. Now, if you don't know what saturation is actually an invisible hunger point that deals with healing, and is basically the amount of time before you start losing actual hunger. Now, there's actually no way to view this in vanilla, which is what this AppleSkin mod does. Now, you see, when I eat this piece of steak, you can see that you get this nice golden outline. That's your saturation level. And if that thing goes down, you start losing hunger. Let me give you an example. Now, as you can see, I'm being chased down by a baby husk, and I can't hit it. So I end up getting hit, I get the hunger effect, and as you can see, my golden hunger bars are running out, and once they run out, you can see that I start losing hunger. Obviously, I have to kill this guy. Oh god. Thank god he's gone. But either way, this is a really helpful mod, especially when you're doing high intensity fights like crystal PvP. It's just a good idea to have a good track of what your saturation levels are, because they do a lot, especially in SMP fights. And I will probably give tips in a future video on PvP tips in SMP. Yes, I am a mod reviewer that knows how to PvP. And now the next mod I'll be showcasing is InventoryHUD Plus. What this mod does is exactly what it says. It basically makes a heads-up display of your inventory and everything that you need to know. Now, which is what these things are, and these things and these tabs here. I will explain what each of them do. Now, obviously, these things are your durability for both armor and the thing you're holding. As you can see, the top one changes depending on what I'm holding. Now, if I were to use it, the durability would go down. And if I were to turn on tooltips, it would actually match exactly what it says, but I don't have advanced tooltips on right now. And it goes for anything, including your armor, which can be really helpful. So if I were to do /summon a zombie, I were to get it to hit me, you can see that my durability went down. And it actually matches what it would say on advanced tooltips. So it's basically like advanced tooltips, but heads up. Now, what these two things do took me a while to kind of get used to, but I'll just explain them now. So these are arrows, and they allow you to keep track of how many arrows you use. So if I were to shoot one, there you go, I have 30 arrows left. And then if I were to keep doing that, I would run low. And same with this thing. This is the amount of inventory slots you have left. Let's say I were to toss out these oak planks, I would have one extra slot. And it also takes account for hotbar, so if I were to throw something out of my hotbar, it'll also go out. So it's not just inventory, but also your hotbar slots. And finally, this is your inventory if you didn't already figure that out. And the best thing is, this mod is highly customizable. You can even add potion effects to show on the sidebar here. The way to configure this is you can just go into controls and set the keybind to actually configure this mod, but the default should just be O. Now, as you can see, it says inventory HUD. For some reason it's off, but I guess that's just a bug. Anyways, so inventory HUD is basically this thing, and you can actually move it wherever you want. You just press this move, and there you go. I can move it wherever I want. Same with potions, armor. Armor is kind of out of line on this one, but I think you just move this middle one and it'll automatically align with these grids. And honestly, it's really helpful, especially during fights when you don't have time to look at your individual armors, and also you'll just be able to repair it and see how much durability you have left. Oh yeah, and by the way, the small thing here is a shield or your offhand. So that's pretty cool. Now, the next mod I'll be showing you is slightly different to the rest of them. Now, obviously, you've seen a bunch of SMP YouTubers use this, well, building device, and it basically puts a 3D blueprint in this area. Now, if you don't know what that's called, it is in fact Litematica. Now, Litematica is a really helpful mod, as it allows you to create blueprints, and you can actually import those blueprints and put them anywhere in any world. Now, obviously, you can even do this in survival by getting a stick. You just got to get the stick in your hand. Now, obviously, nothing will happen. I think on default it is turned on, but I just turned it off. To toggle it, you just press M and T at the same time. Now, as you can see, we get all of these things here. So paste, schematic, and world. You can use control and scroll to go through this. I might have a separate video on how to use this, but I'll just do a quick demonstration. Now, area selection. This is how you can select areas. Obviously, the default, I'm pretty sure this thing is located at 0, 0. So don't be afraid to just move it wherever you want. Now, the way you actually select an area is you right click, you left click for area number 1, and then you can either build up and right click for area number 2, or you could use Alt and go up or down. See that? Now, I personally prefer to just select one area and select another, but you can do it however you want. Now, let's say I build a nice structure over here. So what should I build? I know I'll build like a really ugly house. Now, as you can see, I've built a nice structure over here. Well, it's not really nice, is it? But we'll have to do what we have. Now, to select the area, if it's a box structure, you can actually select just one area and another area. If you want space between where you're actually selecting, that's easy. You just get a block, you can place it here, grab that, and then do another block, place it where you want, do that by right clicking and left clicking, and there you go. Now you have some space between your build. And if you really want to, you can actually add space above just by doing that. And there you go. You have that area selected. Now, if it's not a box structure, I think you guys will be able to figure it out. Like if it was a circle, I think you guys would just be able to figure out doing this and that just to select the circle. Anyway, so once you got the area that you want to copy and paste selected, what you want to do is you want to press M, then you want to go area editor and save schematic. Don't worry about all of these. This is just for area editing. Maybe I'll go through this in a different video. Now, let's save this schematic. And once we do that, we can actually name the schematic whatever we want. So I'll just name this box house. All right. So once we save the schematic, it'll say save this box house. If it says anything else, there's probably a problem or there's unnecessary structure blocks in there. I'll send a link to the Discord in the description, so you'll be able to ask for support whenever you need it. Anyways, now, how do you copy and paste this thing? Well, instead of copying and pasting, what you have to do is, well, lay down a blueprint. So what you want to do is you want to go paste schematic in world. Now, you're not going to paste yet. What you want to do is you want to go M, all right, load schematics. That's the schematic you just loaded, as you can see from here. You load schematic, and boom, done. You have loaded your schematic. Now, to move this thing, you can actually just right click, left click, but it'll go by whatever you set here. So you can just place it here. You can also use Alt and scroll wheel to move it in the direction that you're looking. But let's say I just want to paste it here. Now, what you can do is you can actually get these materials. Now, I kind of don't want to go through how to get the materials list. I will probably go through that in another video. But as you can see, most of the time, you will actually just be able to build like this, build on this like a blueprint. See? And if you place the wrong block, it'll glow red. So that means you have to break it. Now, what if you're doing a creative world and you just want to paste it in? Well, that's easy. What you want to do is you want to go M, then you want to go configuration menu, because this is not this is not activated by default. Now you want to go hotkeys and make sure execute operation is executed to something that you can reach, like K or any button that isn't binded with something else. Once you have that, you got to make sure that you're in the paste schematics in world. And again, you can go through it by doing control and scroll wheel, and then you press K. Boom, done. You just pasted your schematic. Now you will get this ugly looking blueprint over it. What you want to do is you just want to go M. Sorry, I keep accidentally pressing escape. You want to go loaded schematics and you want to unload this one. There you go. Now you don't have that ugly blueprint. Now this mod is super helpful for things like creative worlds, SMPs, really anything that requires you to build. And I think it's just a really good mod, and I thought I'd add it in this video. On to the next mod. Alright guys, the next mod I will be reviewing is Xaero's Minimap and Xaero's Worldmap. Now obviously I have it toggled off, but let me just toggle it back on. All yellow entities are neutral, and all red entities are hostile. Any green entities are passive, and players will be automatically marked as red. So as you can see, this is a neutral mob. This mod also comes with a brother mod, and that is Xaero's world map. Now, I can't exactly see this entire world, but you can see the chunks that you have loaded in your render distance. Now, this mod can be really helpful. Like, I've literally found a village, and if this was a survival world, this would be really helpful. And in multiplayer, woof, this thing is crazy. Now, let's say I want to get to that village, but I don't want to use the map because I'm lazy. Now, here's what you can do with the world map. You can actually click this chunk, all right? And you can create a waypoint by just pressing B or clicking that. Now, you can even select the color of the waypoint and name it. So I can just name it village, right? And now I can select whatever color I want. By the way, you can have more than one color. It will still let you. Now, I can just do dark blue because that's my favorite color. And we can confirm. There you go. Now we got village. Now, how do we follow this thing? Easy question. Boom. Now, the meters are actually just blocks, so you don't have to worry about it being too advanced. And yeah, there you go. You've got a village at a waypoint. And by the way, I think when you reach a specific distance, it will stop loading. It'll stop loading the waypoint, but it's probably really far. And I think you guys will be able to use this to your advantage. And boom, done. I have arrived at the village. Now, obviously, this would have taken way longer during an SMP, but you guys get the idea. Now, I just want to say a quick warning that most SMPs actually have this banned because this is considered as a cheat, and I completely agree. Like, I literally just found a village. Like, the second I opened it up, I found a village, which can get a little too overpowered, so some owners just ban it. So before you play on the SMP and use this, make sure to check with the owner or check the rules to see whether this is banned or whether it's okay to use. But let's move on to the next mod. Now, the next mod I'll be reviewing requires other players. So I am in the amazing PvP Legacy. Now, as you can see, they've got these titles here, and this is the TierTagger mod. Now, the TierTagger mod is quite an, I wouldn't say helpful mod, but it kind of gives you an insight on your opponents. Now, obviously, what does this LT4 mean? For those viewers who don't know what these tiers mean. Now, tiers or MC tiers are basically ranked into different tiers, of course. The lowest being low tier 5, then high tier 5, low tier 4, high tier 4, all the way up to high tier 1. And there's also different kits that you actually can master, like sword, axe, UHC. I'm not sure what this kit is, but you can actually check in the configs. As you can see, this guy is a low tier 4, so that's around Minecraft average. Now, this mod doesn't really give you any sort of advantage, and it's not really a quality of life mod either, but it does give you a brief insight on what your opponents will play like, and at least help you expect something good. For example, anyone who does Ned's pot or Diamond pot would pot really fast. Someone who does sword would probably have really good aim and timing, etc. Anyways, down to the next mod. And last, but definitely not least, is the mod that's been hiding in plain sight this entire video. The Essential mod. Now, if you don't know what the Essential mod is, it's not even a mod actually. It's an entire client compacted to the size of a mod. So if you don't know what I'm talking about here, Essential is kind of like Minecraft Bedrock's multiplayer, but integrated into Java Minecraft. If you still don't know what I mean, you probably saw a notification here about a friend who's online. That usually happens because when you go here, you can see all your friends, your chats, basically everything. And when you create a world and you host it by doing host world, you can actually invite people. And what Essential will do is it'll host your world on their servers, basically allowing you to play with friends just like that. And it's compatible with all mod packs. So if you're just doing a normal Let's Play but can't afford a server, you can easily just use Essential to do that. But the reason why I use Essential is mainly for the friends function, but also for the better screenshots, for the host worlds, and just in general. And they also have external features which I use. Anyways, guys, now that you've seen all the mods and their features, I will show you an example of using them practically in a fight. So I hope you enjoy. Anyways, guys, I really do hope that you enjoyed this video and that montage. And please stay tuned for the next video because it will be an SMP video for sure. And I hope you guys use some of these mods in your own PvP packs. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.